change after the final. Devi Vyanga will be bowling her last over. Flighted. Got the treatment. She gave love to Jemima Rodriguez. She had to just play aerial and easy pickings for a better of class of Jemima Rodriguez.
Against the turn, a fantastic shot. Poor little by Many a times in this game, Sri Lanka has conceded bounds in the first ball or the second. And straight away when that happens, the bowler will have the mindset of being negative. Class of Jemima Rodriguez crossing this play with that stroke. More importantly, using experience. Boundary followed by its single. Conversation between the captain and the senior player would be there's another boundary option taken, but if those singles tie and gets to 10 to 12 runs per over without much risk being taken.
Devi Vyanga playing her first ODI series. She's still 20. She'll learn. She's picked up 11 wickets so far in this series, Farviz. She'll need to work on her accuracy, especially the first delivery of the over.
A certainly player for the future. Definitely has the attributes to be a very good off spinner. She can turn the ball with the height. She can turn it as well. Get that bounce. Certainly one area that she can work on is a fielding in the air and evading that gap at the mid-off. Slightly risky. As they say, fortune favors the brave, and second boundary in this over.
This is not good bowling from Devi Vyanga. She has to bowl to her field. She's got plenty of protection with the onside. So you cannot give room on the offside. You need to be bowling wicket to wicket. She ends her spell with a single. 10 overs, 69 for 2 for Devi Vyanga. India 240 for 3. Yeah, if India continues to score in this run rate, will reach to 307. But I'm sure they'll be targeting somewhere around 320, 330 for with 7 wickets remaining. Harmanpreet well set and Jemima Rodriguez also timing the ball really well. We'll be definitely looking somewhere around 320, 330. Chamariyatapattu now coming from Maligavat end. Jemima looking for the second. Harmanpreet was not interested at all.
Not interested at all. Probably conserving her energy. Harmanpreet call. Thought it was a sensible option. To feel that mid-wicket was like a flash to the ball. So Sri Lanka to win this game, they got to play out of their skin. Tactical change in the batting order with Chamariyatapattu. Some for debate, something that she's best at. She's dangerous at opening the batting. But probably the things that Chamariyatapattu's experience is much more needed at number 4. In the air, same down, just a shift shot, and couple of boundary bouncers goes to a boundary. This is good batting, long on in place, and Jemima made sure went straight over the bowler's head.
And the best place to hit is down the ground. Straight as an arrow. Very good batting from Jemima Rodriguez. Seems like Harmanpreet Kaur has taken a little back step and has asked Jemima to go and do her thing. It's very good batting, very sensible batting. You get a boundary and you rotate the strike. 4 deliveries and already they've got 7 runs.
Without much risk being taken. I'm sure that whatever is taken by Jimmy Rodriguez. Bad delivery. Set up nicely. The deep intricate field was quite straight. Harmanpreet Kaur made sure that he found that gap by
दोस्तों सब्सक्राइब कर दिया करे
pushing it quick.
बंदूक से भूल दिया जाओगे
Harmanpreet Kaur is easy pickings.
Without taking much risk, these two have scored 11 runs of 5 deliveries. This is very good batting. Sri Lanka now 2 times in 3 days struggling to end the innings on a high with the ball. 12 runs of Chamari's 7th over. Sri Lanka 252 for 3. They've scored 96 runs in this 30 to 40 over mark. None of these two teams, when playing against each other, have reached that magical 300 run mark. We are well set to do that. This series, India, last time these two teams met, India made 275. Sri Lanka chased it down.
IPL
Still have 10 overs remaining. 52 for 3.
IPL दोस्तों दिखाएंगे आपको मन हो तो सब्सक्राइब कर दिया
Very strong.
IPL भी दिखाएंगे
Reach
इस
that
चैनल पे
300 run mark. They've never done that against Sri Lanka. So far, looks like they can do so.
If the two Indian batters and Richa Ghosh and Deepti Sharma to follow, strikes goal, goes big, even 350 is a possibility. 40 overs, India have paced themselves really well. Smriti Mandana, what a wonderful run. She started with Pratika Rawal, she was quite dangerous. Initially played the ball and made the power play, not much risk being taken. Ever since she got herself in, it was wonderful. That was the occasion that she got dismissed. Apart from that, she was wonderful. And the striking continues. The captain, it was from the word said that was the dismissal of Harvin Diol. Ever since then, these two batters in the middle, without much risk being taken, they've been quite effective, playing proper cricketing strokes. And most importantly, communication in the middle. Which batter is going aggressive against which bowlers?
Overs remaining. Familiar face in the stands, Farways. Seram, member of the National Cricket Selection Committee.
पर IPL भी दिखाएंगे
इसी तरह लाइव दिखाएंगे, सब्सक्राइब कर दे।
He's out there with his family.
हाथ गला बल्ली
Enjoy some good cricket. Very unfortunate to see this Devni Vyanga has injured herself. She's bowled her 10 overs, but this is never a good thing.
That's something you don't want to see in a sporting field. A player being carried out or stretched out. Hopefully it's not that bad. She'll recover. Probably a hitting the leg middle order. Something Sri Lanka will bank on. So hoping and praying that it's not too serious for Devi Vyanga. There's a medical attention being given to her. Last 10 overs. India looking strong. 152 for 3, 9 runs per over. From here onwards, we get them to 342. These two batters continue for the next 5 overs. 350 is definitely going to
दोस्तों शेयर लाइक कमेंट करें।
Karanavira
शेयर क्या कर दिया करें।
starting off with a very poor delivery. But the subfielder Hansima Karnataka did a very good job in saving it. Almanpreet will not be pleased how she managed to put it away. Playing the field very well. Harmanpreet Kaur. Umpire Anna Harris. She will check for it, but she has not signaled it.
I think the field that Deep Square knows about it. Even I saw, watching it from the commentary box, that it did touch the rope. There you go, confirmation. And Harris making the signal now. That was a wonderful shot. Walking towards the offside. And pepper that gap between the principal. Inoka has squaring and filing in the circle. And I think Almanpreet Kaur is targeting over square leg a bit straighter. And if it's outside the yaw stump, she'll target the boundary between long on and hitting it with the slog sweep.
They've got the early boundary now. It's about making sure that they keep 8 or 9 runs over. Already 5 runs, 3 more balls remaining of Karanavira's 9th over. Delivery from Karanavira. Saw that Jimmy Marathi was across the stumps.
Both the batters have one thing in common. That is, they are very good sweepers. And square leg in the circle comes almost like a freebie. The length was right. And the line just outside the off stump. There you go. Tries again. This is a good shot. Quality batting. High quality batting. Not a bad delivery at all by Karanavira.
दोस्तों
By Harmanpreet Kaur.
सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए। 4 रन मार दिया अभी।
I think Sri Lanka have failed to identify the strengths and weaknesses of these two batters. Definitely, strength has been their sweep, conventional sweep. They've not been able to protect it. 2 boundaries in this over so far.
दोस्तों आईपीएल दिखाएंगे आपको जब स्टार्ट होगा तो।
End of
इसी
the
तरह से
first 262 for 3.
नहीं अच्छा बढ़िया तरह से ये भी बैठ से है ये गले में। दोस्तों पकड़ लेंगे।
To the Karaval. She was the first to be
Gue lagi
dismissed.
jadi kalau
The Centurion, Smriti Mandana,
apa?
and Indiol was the last to be dismissed. These two players, Harmanpreet Kaur and Jemima Rodriguez, they added 43 runs of 26 deliveries. These two
Ibu
looking
फिर से
obvious
लाइव
for
का
Sri
चालू
Lanka.
कर बोल
Harmanpreet on 40, Jemima on 20,
देखो ना प्लीज क्या
Sugandhika Kumari come from the Maligav at the end. Much better crowd today for the final.
देखो ना
चैनल के नाम लिख दो आप
Free entrance.
IPL परिवार
It's straight to
पागल
Hasni Pereira.
Looking at the field, Jimmy Rodriguez will be targeting two areas. One, over mid-off. For the second, walk across to the offside and try and go over squarely. Sugandhika Kumari bowling from over the wicket becomes an easy option since most of the time the ball might be pitching outside the leg stump. So the equation of WW goes out the window. Same applies to Harmanpreet Kaur. She's quite good at striking over mid-off as well as playing over squarely.
Just a single for Harmanpreet Kaur. The with the angle, the line length, both should be perfect for Sugandhika Kumari. They're running the first one hard. Jemima Rodriguez and taken on the arm of Vishmi Gunaratne. Couple of runs added. Some high quality batting from India.
Harmanpreet Kaur got her skates out. She was pushed by Jemima. This is high quality batting as well as good communication in the middle. Even a powerful throw from the power point area, but wasn't there. Running the first one hard. Communication in the middle just before they crossed each other. India made it with ease.
Bit of fielding from Pumi Vatsala. So far, Sugandhika Kumari has given away only 5 runs of 5 deliveries. Can she hit the over on a positive note? Yes, she does. That's the wicket of Harmanpreet Kaur. A very good over from Sugandhika Kumari. Ends with a wicket.
The option was right by Harmanpreet. Thought Sugandhika Kumari was equal to the task. She bowled it slightly slower. Gets set up edge, Harmanpreet. Certainly, Sri Lanka needed that breaking partnership. Slow down the scoring.
दोस्तों सब्सक्राइब बढ़ा दे
A good contribution by Harmanpreet Kaur, 41 of 30. India 267 for.
একটু ভালো দর্শক দিয়েছে दोस्तों की चाबुक कर चुका है
The new batter for India, Richa Ghosh. Ideal player to have in a situation like this. 8 overs remaining for Team India. Started off really well. Can Richa Ghosh provide that late impetus to the Indian innings? 34 innings, average of nearly 30. Striking at over 96. Jemima Rodriguez brings out the reverse sweep. She'll get 2 runs.
Renu Karanveer will bowl out after this over. I know that she has bowled straight away, trying to get a bound first ball of the over. That's been the ploy which has been used by India today for good effect. Straight away, when Lara comes a bowler, goes for winning mindset.
सब्सक्राइब कर दे दोस्तों, कोई देखे नहीं रहा
And comes back. Richa goes, got to hurry up. A better throw would have had her. And Jemima Rodriguez, she is pushing the partner.
Jemima is very quick between the wickets, but Richa Ghosh is not the quickest among this Indian batting lineup. Better throw. Even the fifth wicket for Sri Lanka.
दोस्तों देखे आप सब,
सब्सक्राइब और लाइक कर
सब्सक्राइब नहीं करिएगा तो कोई बात नहीं, देखे आप सबके लिए
Struck it
सीधा
well,
खेद है।
just a single for Jemima Rodriguez.
मन नहीं लग रहा है तो बोलिए,
Slowing it down.
डांस प्रोग्राम शुरू करवा देंगे।
Jemima Rodriguez is thriving on bowler, giving face.
वीडियो आती करी करना है करते आवे
Sixes for fun.
दोस्तों इसके बाद जस्ट नाथ प्रोग्राम दिया जाएगा।
Situation. Playing the man from Richa Ghosh.
अभिषेक कुमार का खेसारी डांस, घर लरझा झरझर।
Slight misfield, but no harm done for Sri Lanka.
भैंस एक बार ठारेगा आदमी बैठ लेती है। अरे वो खोदे चिपरे
नहीं रे पकड़ दे नहीं वो एक के बार खोलबो ने कते तुरंत खोले तो फर्स्ट में तोरे आ गेले त टिप टिप
देखने को क्या ठीक आदमी नहीं चिपरे।
Jemima Rodriguez, 29 of 19 deliveries. Being placed once again. She's pushing Richa Ghosh. Again, not the best
दोस्तों
of
मोहम्मद यूसुफ
throws.
जो भी है आपको आईपीएल
And the second
दिखाएंगे, अभी सीज खायर
taking
चल
on
रहा
the
है।
arm of Hansima Karnaratne, the reserve fielder.
हो बाहर करते और बस बन सकता था तुम दबा दिए।
क्या था बहन क्या प्रोग्राम हो गया।
This time they settle down for a single. 276 for 4.
दोस्तों कुछ कर रहे हैं आप सब।
कोई बात नहीं भाई
दोस्तों
सुमित वाला का गिनती है उन्हें देखो
उम्मीद तो गिनती है
जीरो तक कर रहा लाइक सब्सक्राइब कमेंट करते रहिए
दोस्तों, लाइक सब्सक्राइब कर दिया करे मन हो तो।
Kumari, 1 for 35 up 7 overs.
जबरदस्ती वाला चैनल नहीं है,
Just been very busy. Making,
ये रुपया कमाने के लिए चैनल नहीं है दोस्तों,
yourself as well.
ये
A lot of
आपके
moves,
मनोरंजन के
last
लिए है।
overs.
मनोरंजन यानी आप मंजन से दिमाग
There
मुद्र
is
लिया करें, नहीं तो
afternoon.
बांस का खेला कर जाएगा आप।
They cricket more than 3 sixers and counting, not finished. So they got 41 legal deliveries left.
दोस्तों ये मैच इंडिया जीत जाएगा।
दोस्तों आप अगर करोड़पति बनना चाहते हैं तो संपर्क करें, आपको आईपीएल टीम देंगे।
Worth losing at.
मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल जो है सब्सक्राइब आप ना करें ना उस पर कुछ मिलेगा आपको। आप है यूट्यूब पर ही देखे, यूट्यूब पर ही सब कुछ दिया जाए। और उठाकर खेल दिया 6 रन।
Richa Ghosh. You need
ऋचा
to.
घोष
It's
ने
not easy to restrict
घोष
her.
छोड़ा
Sri
दिया।
Lanka will need to see the back of her very, very quickly.
And it's the third delivery that she faced, Richa Ghosh. Connecting into a maximum. It's exactly what India needed.
दांत पीच कर उड़ा दिया कवर के ऊपर से। बॉलर
40th over mark.
सस्पेंस बनाते हुए
Looking at somewhere around 100. We saw South Africa scoring
ऋचा घोष काफी फॉर्म में
Sri
है।
Lanka in the last inning, that previous game.
ऋचा घोष सोच रहे हैं कि अब किधर सुराना है। दोस्तों बने रहे, मन हो तो सब्सक्राइब कर दे या ना करे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। ये आपके मनोरंजन के लिए चैनल है।
Anything is possible.
और धीरे धीरे कदमों से बढ़ते हुए ऋचा घोष के लिए कवर पर खेल दिया 1 रनों के लिए।
Yeah, skill of Sri Lankan bowlers will now have to be displayed because you can't get predictable here. Sugandhika Kumari has already gone for what?
और अभी जो है भारत का स्कोर है 284 रन,
Backroom staff,
4
support
विकेट के
staff,
नुकसान
Vishrat
पर
Nayaka,
43 ओवर 0.4 ओवर के प्रगति पर।
and then Govinda Pereira.
और कुमारी गेंद लेकर ऋचा घोष के लिए नहीं, रॉन्ड्रिक्स के लिए पीछा हटकर खेलना चाहती थी कवर के ऊपर से,
Create a wide. But you
लेकिन
can
बैट
destroy
बॉल
one.
में कोई संपर्क नहीं।
I don't know whether she
सीधे
was looking to create a wide.
विकेट कीपर
She
के
gave us
हाथों
a
में
room. I thought Sugandhika Kumari
और
was very
अपने
smart.
अगला गेंद
She went wider.
वाइड की मांग कर रहे थे और उठाकर खेल दिया स्टेट में
Runs for India.
4 रन्स।
And they're doing it in style. Finishes the over with a boundary. 6 to go, Laksisi. 288 for 4.
Ajay Rodriguez continuing.
रॉड्रिक्स में धोनी समा गए हैं,
Scored a century. And
जिधर
just
तिधर
about
उड़ा
to
रहे
almost
हैं।
placing in this all important final. Sri Lanka goal is struggling big time. 288 India up 44.
दोस्तों अभी जो टीम इंडिया का स्कोर है 44 ओवर की समाप्ति पर 288 रन 4 विकेट के नुकसान पर और स्ट्राइक पर ऋचा घोष।
48 runs in the last 5 overs for India.
ऋचा घोष जो काफी आक्रामक बल्लेबाज के रूप में जाना जाता है, एक छक्का लगाकर खेल रहे हैं और आटा पट्टू ग्राउंड में आ गए हैं, चोटिल हो गए थे। तो अब अगला फास्टर बल्लेबाज गेंद लेकर और उछाल कर खेलना चाहते थे, लेकिन उतना अच्छा संपर्क नहीं हुआ। 9 गेंद हो गया है, अब फ्री हिट मिलेगा। दोस्तों देखने का मजा शानदार रहेगा, आप भागे नहीं चैनल छोड़ के।
It was a call from the leg umpire. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a look, let's see. Was it tipping or no? It's way up, definitely over the waist.
आप देखिए फ्री हिट गेंद लेकर बॉलर पागल बॉलर और पागल बॉलर को खेलना चाहते थे कवर के ऊपर से। लड़की
To salvage it. This is
फायदा
good
नहीं
bowling.
उठा पाए
Really good
गेंद
bowling
का,
by
ये खाली
Malki
स्टाइल
Madara.
मार रही है बैट्समैन। इस बैट्समैन को मर्डर कर दिया जाए।
No ball.
अब तो अब मैं कारभार अभिषेक कुमार को सौंप रहा हूँ।
Crowd here in this final.
तो कहीं कप अपराध सिद्धू देखती भाई
Once again, brilliant. 2 brilliant deliveries from Malki Madara. After that, quick toss to be given.
बॉलिंग पूरा ही मैं पूरे
From
वाशिंगटन
the
पूरी।
Yeah, at this stage, this is what you will expect. Or this is what you want from the Sri Lankan bowling.
दोस्तों काफी अच्छा गेंद था यॉर्कर टाइप का,
We have seen
उसे
with,
वही दवा भर दिया गया है।
Sri Lankan batting can back
दोस्तों
themselves
289
beyond
रन
that.
4 विकेट के
But
नुकसान पर
there is a certain bar that they can
अपने अगला गेंद लेकर बॉलर ऋचा घोष के लिए, और
manage.
ये भी
It's another good
यॉर्कर
delivery
लेंथ का
bowler.
गेंद था,
So
वहीं
they've got to make sure
बैट
that
बॉल
they
में कोई
don't go
संपर्क
above that
नहीं,
bar. Now,
अभी
what
रुका
is
हुआ
that bar?
स्कोर
So at the moment, it
289 रन 4
looks
विकेट के
like
नुकसान पर।
325, 330. That's been
रावल आज
yeah, but
30 रन बनाए थे 49 गेंद में
they need to tell
और
themselves
116 रन के योगदान दिए
they got
स्मृति
the
मंधाना
firepower in terms of
और
quality in batting.
हार्दिवेल
So I still want it to
47
be
रन
well
मारे
contested match.
और
Let's see. I want
हरमनप्रीत कौर 31 रन की शानदार पारी खेले, 48 रन का। अभी जो है रॉड्रिक्स और घोष है, घोष को कुछ अता पता नहीं लग रहा है इस बॉलर में। 4 रन और 5 रन मिलेगी, ये बॉलर दिमाग से संतुलन खो बैठे हैं, जिधर तिधर फेंक रहे हैं, ये फास्टर के लक्षण इसमें नहीं है लग रहा है बॉलर का।
Yeah, I think she was trying to bowl the slower delivery.
जो ये बैट्समैन है
Just
घोष, ये
turn her wrist
चाहती
on
है
that and got it all wrong.
मैं ग्राउंड पार कर दूं,
I'm not sure if
लेकिन
this
इसके
is the
बैट
stage
में
to
कोई संपर्क ही
experiment.
नहीं होता है।
And she
और
did do a lot of
कीपर
hard work, as
जो
you said, bowl those dots.
समझा रही है
Started
बॉलर
building
को
dots and
कि
then you
आप
go
क्या
down the
कर रहे
left side
हैं।
and you give 5 runs and you also bowl. Now you got to bowl an extra delivery. Madara. Sam Rijago.
अली का उछाल कर खेल दिया।
And that has been taken. Exactly what Sri Lanka needed. Rija Ghosh. She has to depart. Alki Madara gets the prize wicket of the hard hitting Rija Ghosh.
दोस्तों ये भारत की ओर से बहुत बड़ा झटका हो गया है, ये खिलाड़ी रहते तो 20 रन का अंतर आपको देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि ये बड़ी बड़ी हिट लगाने के लिए जानी जाती थी, लेकिन एक पागल बॉलर वापसी कर गए हैं।
These are the dents that you want Sri Lankan bowlers to try and create with Indian batting.
इस चैनल का नाम ही पागल है, यह सिर्फ पागल वाला काम होता है,
Warm herself up.
आप देखे या ना देखे।
But Sri Lanka will be happy that they have seen the back of her. India 94 for 5.
आप जुड़े रहे, आपको सबसे फास्टेस्ट न्यूज दिया जाएगा क्रिकेट के संबंधित में। एक बात और बता रहा हूँ मैं, रोहित शर्मा जो है टेस्ट से संन्यास ले लिया है, मन तो उसका कर रहा है कि फिर खेलूं, लेकिन उस पर दबाव बनाकर उसे संन्यास दिया गया है। रोहित शर्मा का फैन कृपया आप मैच ना देखें, आपके लिए चैनल सही नहीं। ये सिर्फ धोनी पार्टी का चैनल है।
Now she's got a role here, and that role amongst give Jemima Rodriguez as much strike as she could.
Last 5 overs after this delivery.
आप तो घर देख सकते हैं, आप 350 रन मात्र था भारत को।
Dreamer tries to go for the single, so that's the end of that over. Eventful one. 5 wides, no ball, free hit, and the wicket of Rija goes to Sri Lanka. 209, 6 for 5, India after 45 overs.
व्यूज सब मिले 40-50
They will get to 326 at 10 over 346. 44 runs in the last 5 overs. That's threatening. Well, they're starting to enjoy themselves. That's nice. Spectators.
दोस्तों आप इस चैनल पर देखें मैच, आपको श्रीलंका घुमा देंगे। अभी आप
Oh no.
का नजारा देख किसी भी
How do you do that?
चतुराई से
Not
दौड़
at this
दौड़ रहे
stage.
हैं बल्लेबाज
Can't be sloppy.
रॉड्रिक्स।
This pair are very good runner. That Rodriguez is absolutely quick. She's a panther. She's so quick between wickets.
Jim Rodriguez not always about the boundaries when it comes to her batting. As Roshan mentioned, she's really good when it comes to the running between the wickets aspect. This time, Sens for that single. 24. Finishing up the order. Over Deepti Sharma. For brilliant in that last game against South Africa. Has to do a job here with the bat to provide that support to Jim Rodriguez.
The other thing about this batting is, now just keep an eye as to where the field is. They're hugging that 30-yard or 25-yard circle. There goes the improvisation. Really pushing hard. They're coming for two. This is brilliant running. But you got to wait and see whether that's out or not. But they were taking on the fielder, taking on her arm. Their bar will go upstairs. If that is a run, that's brilliant. The 300 is up.
दोस्तों लाइक सब्सक्राइब कर दे,
नहीं तो भाग जाए।
इसी चैनल पर आईपीएल भी आप लोग को दिखाएंगे, सब्सक्राइब कर दे। आईपीएल शुरू होगा तो आप लोग को जरूर दिखाया जाएगा इसी तरीके से।
सिस्टम बना रहे हैं,
सिस्टम बन रहा है। जब आईपीएल शुरू होगा आप लोग को दिखाया जाएगा।
That is brilliant running. For a moment, I thought that was 50-50 and I thought it was for Sri Lanka.
ये फाइनल मुकाबला है, इंडिया भी है श्रीलंका।
They are starting to pick their spots and they're doing it easily. So the point I was trying to make is,
अब नहीं मन लग रहा है तो आप खेसारी लाल का फिलहाल वीडियो देखिए।
कुछ
ही देर में खेसारी लाल का वीडियो भी दिखाया जाएगा।
कुछ ही देर में विश्वदेवा नाच
क्रिकेट बाय इंडिया
किसी
Good catch from Nilashika.
इंडिया का स्कोर 304 रन पे 5 विकेट।
44. Sri Lanka removing both the dangerous batters out there.
कुमारी ने 2 विकेट लिया है। 9 ओवर में 54 रन देकर
Sri Lanka going into the last final.
आपने बोली
Kumar taking the wicket for Sri Lanka. National is one of the better fielders for Sri Lanka, making sure there's no mistake. So going to the last 4 overs.
इंडिया का स्कोर
Jemima Rodriguez.
304 रन पे 6 विकेट।
39 brilliant knock from her. 304 for 6. India up 46 overs.
हम के काम नहीं कर रही है, हम ठीक ठाक दे
हम कहने करेंगे बहुत
आप कर दिन जहां मन तहां सोचे पूरा घरे सोचे
लाही है देख दो।
अब आए दीप्ति शर्मा बैटिंग करने के
अब
लिए।
आई है सबसे छठ खिलाड़ी, भुटिया खिलाड़ी
दीप्ति शर्मा।
ये रोहित शर्मा का
देखिए घुमा खेल दिया है, 1 रन चुरा लेंगे।
ये रोहित शर्मा का शरीर का मल है, दीप्ति शर्मा।
We all know that bowling in different phases of the game.
अब आ गया है आटू झाटू खिलाड़ी दीप्ति शर्मा।
सेंचुरी के साथ
सर
ये भाई को बोलो देख लो
very quickly.
भागने दो
बढ़िया माइंड के 5 विकेट है।
You got to have a different style of bowling those last 10 overs.
जखइयो वाला कहते थे कि बाप इतना
Pressure stuff. Really pressure stuff.
कहा कि पहली मेरा चैनल पर आप सब देखे पागल उस पर लिखा हुआ।
अब जुड़ता तब कभी ये पागल कमोडी चैनल की आप स्वागत है।
अब रन नहीं बनते।
Sweep.
बदला ने पीछे से
That's simple.
वहाँ पर करके 10 जगह पे
4 runs, the last 6.3 overs. It was 4 sixes in this Indian innings. Four down. Well, that's another juicy full toss. Very, very lucky. Chamriat not concede a boundary there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Amandeep Kaur will be kicking herself. That was friendly. And you're right, Chamriyata Pattu would have had a heart in her mouth. They thought 4 or a 6, just a single. But she seemed to be wanting wickets here because she's bowling slower, deliberately. With the Sharma on strike, just trying to tempt the batter to do something different. 4, that's the problem. You're off time. Given the opportunity, the Indian batters will pounce on it. 47 done. That boundary, 311 now for 6.
तो सिद्धू पाजी की कमेंट करी
पंजाबी को चेन्नई खेला रे
अरे
पंजाबी को
ओ गुरु
आई did not बता दे
रगे चो गुरु
सब पंजाबी है अभी तक में
3 आवर गेम है सर 10 सेकंड में लगाना
India at the moment 311 for 6. Look at the last 3 50s. 32 deliveries, 33 deliveries, and then 35 deliveries. Very consistent when it comes to scoring the 50s for sure. And also that's where I mean, if you look at the previous 50s, they've taken up to 62 deliveries, and look at how they've dropped those number of deliveries they take for the 50s. So, and also very consistent, isn't it? Over a period of 350s, they're doing it
देशता है भाग जाए चैनल पर से
over 30 deliveries, and this is ideal. This is exactly what we want going into the final phase of an innings.
दोस्तों सिर्फ मेरा चैनल है मैं दिखूंगा
They can do it in 60 deliveries. They'll take their time according to situation. And when it's needed, they can do it in 30 deliveries as well.
We talk about changing gears. I mean, they've now hit the top gear, and they've been on that top gear now for a period of time. See, this is the versatility of an Indian side, and this is exactly what you're looking for in whatever, whether it's men's or women's, when it comes to these formats of cricket.
Madara. Good last over, but this time it's Deep Sharma. Loose delivery. She pounces on it. Deep Sharma. Sri Lanka needs to take this wicket as well. Otherwise, the last 3 overs it won't be easy. They're not the right line at all from Malki Madara. You can't afford to bowl like that for a player the caliber of Deep Sharma.
Yeah, I think the line was the problem because, see, that's the awareness that we're talking about. Deepti Sharma knew exactly where the fielders are being placed, and look how she picks that length around midland leg in that perfect length to play the slog or the slog swing with 2 fielders inside the 25-yard circle on the leg side. That was asking for trouble. Why? This is what the thing is bound to do. Went on to your leg stump and then you're looking to go wide. And look at where Deepti Sharma is batting. She was batting on her off stump because she certainly knew that the Malki Madara going round the wicket will be looking to bowl that channel.
Malki Madara in that previous over pulled in 3 clear joggers and then tried to go for that slower delivery. Conceded 5 wides and once again going for the slow delivery again, Malki Madara. And very, very lucky in that instance. Mr. Replay. Very lucky, Malki Madara. Needs to act right here, can't afford to bowl like this to Deep Sharma. It's a class act. 15 deliveries remaining in this Indian innings. Where will India end up, Roshan? That's a big question. We see another 15 that was with the chart.
Chamari Atapattu came in from deep third. Good running again, couple of runs. Really good pressure. They are really putting a lot of pressure on the fielders. So they pushed the square onto the boundary. Third came in. So full and wide thrown out of the window. They're not going there. They're looking almost straighter. So she's got some cover on the leg side. She's going round the wicket. She knows that Sharma might work the angle. So she's got protection. So this is a better field for her.
Sam drives it away. Idil Sharma. 68 runs. Last 1.5 overs. Compare a little bit with the last encounter. As an improvement from Sri Lanka's perspective. That game against South Africa, they were unable to take wickets in the last end, but in here, wicket of Jemima Rodriguez and then Richa Ghosh as well. Malki Madara. Says Amanjot Kaur. Good fielding out there from this keeper, Chamari Atapattu, but looked a bit close. And the umpires are happy with it. So 2 more overs to go. There's the replay. Malki Madara once again not the right line. Amanjot Kaur. Yeah, good effort from the skipper. 48 overs done. India 322 for 6.
लाइव नहीं चल मैच लाइव नहीं देने से चल
हाँ चैनल पर लाइव चल भी नहीं कर चाहिए ये पट्टी चल इनको बदला है अभी को बेसिक से लाइव
48 ओवर 2 गेम रह गए
एक बंद करे बस गेम के मैच देख के करेंगे
These are the wickets for Pratika Rawal, the first one. Regan taken by Pitwansal after missing out on the opportunity of Smriti Mandana. And then the Centurion, the Mandana departed. Then Vivihanga, the duel of Harley Dior. Sugandhika Kumari, not the best way to start. Sri Lankan bowlers at the moment. Some luck going their way. Harmanpreet Kaur's dismissal. And Richa Ghosh, this was a big one going into the last few overs for Sri Lanka. Hansima Farmarat with a good catch. Then Ajay Rodriguez, Lakshya Silva taking that catch. Gives it away again, Deep Sharma.
लोग मर्दवा खाली कमेंट सब्सक्राइब करो तो 2000 देखो
From the mood. So once big chase for Sri Lanka and into the finals.
सब्सक्राइब करे देखे
Evo के लिए
59.2.
अब 50 प्लस
4. Is away on the leg side again. We just a single. So Deep Sharma should be back on strike against the left arm spinner.
Well, I think Sugandhika Kumari is perfect to bowl at this stage because she has so much of experience. You could just look at the field. They got 3 on the leg side and 1 at long off. So you got to be tight with your line. You can't afford bit outside the off stump, but don't go outside the leg stump. So ship over the top. Down to a single. It's only a single. Oh. Very wise indeed. I think Deepti Sharma was extremely wise. She dropped the bat and quickly got out of the way of the flight of the ball.
And Deepti Sharma got out of the way right on time there. Lakshya Silva over that throw. Sugandhika Kumari after that usually will begin. Oh, that's a full toss. Lakshya Silva probably be able to tie it up. Yes. Once again only a single. So this is a good penalty went over from Sugandhika Kumari. Just 4 runs so far.
Yeah, 4 runs. She's done brilliantly. Now she needs to finish off well, Lakshmi. Can she concede only a single, a dot with the coal dust? If she could do it with a single, she's still done very well. Leg, oh, very nearly. Very nearly. So no boundaries in the last 10 deliveries and only 5 runs in the over. We got 1 over to go, 327 for 6. Well, this strike rate is not frightening if you look at the 2 batters. So Sri Lanka wouldn't mind it. Alki Madara from round the wicket. She's got to be careful. Now that is 4 of the very first delivery. Now that angle, if you go down the leg side, you're asking for trouble.
Now Alki Madara started on the previous over in the same manner as well. The boundary to begin the last over for India. Ratna. Just couldn't cut it off. 331 runs on the board, 79. This is the 40th over
Last
for
year.
India.
That's a 150 hai.
After that brilliant last over from Sugatika Kumari, certainly not the way to follow it up.
See, this is again the result of that previous delivery because that from wide of the crease, he was angling it onto the pads. And the problem was Vishmi was too square. So now they've moved her a little bit. So she could still afford to bowl. Only a single. She could still afford to bowl that length and line. Because she's got protection. The previous one, I thought Vishmi was a little bit too square. So with the angle, Deepti Sharma beat the short 5 leg fielder. It was 4. The right hander. She's got a
Ek
third on
wicket
the
liya hai.
boundary. She's got an extra cover.
No over. No, that's
No,
मतलब
to
दो
bring in,
गेंदे
no,
का.
there is no third. I'm sorry. Third goes into short third. 3 on the leg side. Oh, what a shot that is. That is really good batting. Not great bowling, but fantastic batting by Kaur as she gets a boundary.
Amarjit Kaur knew exactly what she was doing. Yeah, Alki Madara, it's like a gift to Amarjit Kaur. She knew exactly what she was doing. There was no long off. And she made sure she got it over the mid-off field. Good batting. Awful batting from Amarjit Kaur here. So 2 boundaries. The first 3 deliveries of this last
तीन गेंद
over.
बची है. और उठा खेल
And this time finds the edge, but
चार
it
रन
will
के लिए
go
खेल
in from
दिया
the fielder.
पंजाबी.
Another boundary, 3rd boundary in the last over. Things just not going according to the plan for Sri Lanka at the moment. 13 runs in this last over, 2 deliveries to go.
Well, that's unlucky. I mean, Kaur will take it, but then you got to look at the line she was bowling. The previous one was the length. Inside the circle, you bowl a length delivery. And Amarjit Kaur had kind of given herself room looking to go over the top, and it was perfectly in line with the stumps. And this time she went wider and fuller. Short third in the circle, pace on, edge. You're asking for trouble.
This time it's a full
खेल
toss.
दिया है. फील्डर भी नीचे कैच कर लेंगे. मद्रा को 2 विकेट मिल चुका है.
Catch from Hansma
सब्सक्राइब कर
Ratna.
दे प्लीज.
Second catch of the match for her. Took the catch of Richa Ghosh earlier. Hansma Ratna. Something to celebrate for Alki Madara finally after conceding 3 boundaries.
So you could see that she took pace off. So the batter really didn't have much to work with. Eventually holding out to deep mid-wicket. But Kaur gone for 18 of just 12 deliveries. So Kaur striking at 150, and India has now reached the 340 mark. They still got 1 ball left.
Kranti out on debut. Facing the last delivery. Yes, Malki Mandara. Oh, that will be a wide, so it won't be the last delivery. Malki Mandara just losing the plot here in this final low, unfortunately. We're trying to do too many things in this last over, Malki Mandara. Kranti go. She didn't have the opportunity. Last delivery and she misses it. So 16 runs in that 15 runs in the last over, 5 in the previous one, just 5 in the penultimate over, but 15 in this last over from Malki Mandara. So India, they're up on 342. Good total from India, Roshan, after 50 overs, a target of 343 in the finals.
Yeah, very commanding score. 342 for 7. They would have taken it at the toss if they were given the option. Well, Sri Lanka will have to bat well. It's not beyond them because this surface is good. We have seen them chase scores in the region of about 270. So I don't want to put it beyond Sri Lanka, but still, it's a mountain to
आप
climb.
देखिए इतने कितने आदमी देख रहे हैं
342 for 7.
दोस्तों अब अगला इनिंग में मिलते हैं
He's going to be a record chase. So
देखिए
more patient for Sri Lanka to try and aim, but they know that India will be the happier of the two teams going into this break.
ये लाइक पचास करते हैं
Sri Lanka. So, what we think that they have to win this final against India.